Yo, what's good, Brody? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You can hear me too?
Yeah, I can hear you good. How's this mic? Like, are you able to hear me with the mic like this or no?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. Sorry, let me change the background. I was playing around with this and I don't know.
Oh, you can change the background?
Yeah, apparently. It's my, bro, I haven't gone live in like, I think 5 years or since before, during the pandemic was the only time I ever went live on YouTube.
Uh, that's a big thing now. So
Yeah, so I'm still kind of learning how to do this on YouTube, but I actually like it. It's not bad. And I see you with the brand new bucket hat.
I
I'm
know I
jealous, bro.
got you. Don't worry about it. I gotta order a whole bunch.
Nah, bro, it's a clean look. It's a clean look. I'm not gonna lie to you. I
Yeah,
had to rock the classic one.
I was wearing that shirt today too. Actually,
Yeah,
I had the
bro.
black one. I was actually wearing that one today.
I had
Uh,
to, bro. It's only right. The first episode with the where it all started.
Facts.
For real, bro. One day we're gonna have a whole set. Watch. I'm manifesting it.
I hope so, man. That's why we gotta keep pushing content, the ideas, all that stuff.
Nah,
Can't
for
stop.
sure, bro.
You can't stop at one thing.
Nah, absolutely,
Um,
bro. I can't believe we got 8 people already watching. That's pretty
for
dope.
real?
Yeah, I don't know if you can see the little icon. There's like eight, like a person icon. It says 8, and then one thumbs up.
I'm trying to Oh, okay. Hold on.
Or do you see it on your end? I don't know if there's a chat though. Um, live chat. Okay, I see a live chat. There's just someone that said question mark, but um, are you able to see like questions or no?
Let me see. Uh, no, I'm not able to see anything. Let
Oh,
me
okay,
see. I think so. Let me see. I think so. I think people got a comment or something.
okay,
Uh,
bet. But I'm ready to start. If you're ready to start, bro, I'll intro everything
yeah,
and
I was trying to pull up the notes, but I guess
now I
I'll
got
take
you.
I'll
Let
take
me
your lead.
see.
I'll
Let me see
I'll
if this works though.
yeah,
Um,
'cause I was trying to have it here on my computer, but I don't have my email. Okay, that's perfect.
is that better?
Let me see.
Let me know, bro.
Yes,
Yo, we got
that's
20.
great.
We got 29 people now. Yo, this is
For,
fire. I'm feeling
for
this.
real? Oh wow,
We
look
got
at that.
diving in the NBA Finals. You know what? We're gonna be talking. Stay tuned. So we got a whole segment for you guys. Like for those watching right now, he said I got two bands on Knicks. Perfect. So we're gonna intro the show and we're gonna get to those topics. I promise. So I'll start with the intro. Let me get through the intro. So welcome to episode 1 of the podcast, a podcast that will be soon to be named by you guys. Stay tuned for that.
Yes,
We're gonna be doing
we
a
got the
post.
option.
Yeah, we're excited to finally get this started, and every weekend we're gonna be talking about basketball, baseball. For now, those will be the main two sports that we dive into. I'm a New York Mets fan, and introduce yourself, sir.
I'm Manny, and I'm the Yankee fan and the Knicks fan. Let's go Knicks.
Nasty. You know what's so funny? I actually was grabbing like a sip of water, and I'm gonna be honest because I know my fiance is gonna put me on blast, but I drink from this New York Yankee cup because we went to this Yankee game and they gave us these cups. I think it was where it's the chicken tenders and the fries. It came in a cup.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we kept the cup, and I really like big cups of water, so I drink out of that every day. But no one knows until now.
Uh,
The secret's out there.
so you put the secret out there.
Yeah, but today I decided on camera I'm gonna do the Starbucks cup for water, just so people don't see me sipping from a Yankees cup. I refuse to do it.
uh, Hold on. Let me
Nah,
get my drink because I know I'm gonna do a lot of talking.
nah, you good, you good. So I'm
Hold
gonna
on, I
keep
got it
letting you
right
guys
here.
know.
I got it right
I'm
here. Don't worry about it. I got it right here. We good.
for
All right,
sure, but so let me
let's
let
go.
everybody know. So today we're gonna be diving into our reactions to Game 7 of the the Western Conference Finals. So we're going to be talking about our thoughts and reactions to that Spurs and OKC game. Then we're going to transition into what is going to be the Knicks versus the Spurs now, and then we'll do some baseball. So it'll be an easy, smooth hour. I'm sure like it's going to go by really fast. And but I'm excited, bro. So like, let's get to it. So basically, yesterday we had Spurs versus Thunder, Game 7. What'd you think? What were you able to watch most of the game, or
Yeah,
how?
I was actually out of town, but
Okay,
I had to watch the game because I wanted to know obviously who's gonna play the Knicks. Everybody has been waiting, so obviously we finally got an answer. Um, between the Spurs and OKC, I wanted the Spurs to win. Um, just because I think that the Knicks already beat them in the cup. So I know that they got that experience. They know how to handle them. They know how to handle the Spurs. OKC got the experience when it comes to winning the finals. So it would have been more difficult for the Knicks to probably even take them to game 6 or game 7 against OKC. Now, what do I think about the game overall? Um, SGA had a great game. He did his
right.
thing. He had a great game, but he had no help from I was able to see the second half of the game for the most part. He had no help. That man was by the fourth quarter, he was exhausted, and I think it was more of um OKC lost that game and less of the Spurs winning that game because
Okay,
if OKC you know would have played more as a team and would have contributed more as a team, I think it would have been OKC versus Knicks. We would have been talking about that right now. Because on the Spurs side, from what I was seeing, Wemby wasn't taking over. I
right.
didn't see him take over. I was like Wemby, you gotta take over. Wemby, you gotta take over. You gotta take over. And I was waiting for Wemby to take over, especially that fourth quarter, because that fourth quarter was very. In the beginning, it was very. It was a close game, and I'm like Wemby, you gotta take over. Gotta take over. He wasn't taking over. You had the other guys taking over. You got Harper. You had some of the other bench guys taking over. So I'm honestly glad that the Knicks got the Spurs because I know that we could beat them. I know we could beat the Spurs, and I'm not saying that the Spurs is we're gonna beat them easily, that we're gonna sweep them because I did at the end of the day they're second seed team out in the West. But if I would say the Knicks got the finals against the Spurs in 6 games. Realistically speaking, I got them in
Okay.
6.
We're gonna get there.
Yes.
We're gonna get to those predictions later.
Yeah.
But I like that. I like that we kind of already know what you're thinking. Now as far as the game goes, like I honestly did think like you're right. Like as much as I hate like SGA because he like foul baits for like everything, like I did feel bad for the guy just because I felt like he was giving it his all and he had no help, as you said. And then I was really like, I didn't expect Chet to like be so scared of Wemby. I don't know if you agree with that, but I never seen a man be intimidated by somebody the way he did. Like he took his lunch money, bro. Like I don't know
but
what like he
that was a perfect opportunity for Wemby to take over the game, man. And he wasn't
right,
taking over. Like I'm like, bro, and at the end of the game, I kind of understood why he didn't take over because he had 5 fouls and there was like 4 or 5 minutes left into the game. So once you get that 6, you're out. You're out of the game. But even before he got his fifth foul, I don't know. I didn't see Wemby like take over. Like, how
right,
you would expect a superstar to take over. Like how SGA was just giving it his all.
sure.
And it just shows that basketball is a game that at times, yeah, you could win it by yourself, and then there's just times where you can't win it by yourself.
Right. I mean, I've watched the Spurs for most of the year play, and I think like Wemby's game is not to take over. I do think once we get to like our like conversation about them matching up, I do think there'll be a game where he does take over in these finals. But I think the way the Spurs play is just a lot of. I noticed the other guys were like making the shots, and I think that's big for a kid his age, right? Like just think about it, right? Like if Cat is not doing his thing, Brunson taking over. But Wemby has that trust in his teammates. Like he's like, okay, like I'm not gonna do too much maybe because if I
and
do too much,
that was the case yesterday, from what
yeah,
I saw.
yeah, that's what I saw
Hmm.
too. Like he,
Hmm.
which is kind of crazy, like kind of the double standards too. Like if let's say that was like a Aaron Judge or something, right? People would start saying that, well, he had all the help, but nobody talked about Wemby, getting all the help. Like everybody just kind of celebrated,
Yeah.
the Spurs won, but they didn't say like, yo, he didn't do a lot either. Like you
Yeah.
said, you expected something from him because he's a superstar, and
Yes.
he got kind of carried a little bit, but he did do his thing.
Yeah,
Um,
he did. Especially, I think it was game one. I think he dropped like 41 points. So he has games where he takes over, he goes off. But game seven is a whole different ball game.
for
That's do
sure,
or
for sure.
die. You got you. There's no tomorrow. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see
Yeah.
what happens next series.
For sure. Let's just go there. Let's just go straight to the final. So basically, let me read off real quick because I just so for the people like watching like hearing us right now, like, so the way I saw the schedule look is the game one is June 3rd. They start
Yes.
in San Antonio.
Yes.
So
San Antonio.
game one is June 3rd, game two June 5 in San Antonio, and then they head back to New York for games 3 and 4 June 8th and June 10th. And then if there is a game five, that would be June 13th back in San Antonio. And then game six, June 16 in New York. And then game seven, it would be June 19 in San Antonio. So how are you feeling before you get to like your predictions? Like just how you seeing this matchup for your New York Knicks? What are some concerns or what are some things that you think the Knicks could take advantage of when they play the Spurs? I know you talked about them beating. I totally forgot they played in the Cup final. Then right, that's the team
Yeah,
they
they
beat.
they they played each other in the cup.
That's crazy. So
Yeah.
this is personal then for Wemby. I'm imagining
Yeah,
he
it
probably took
is.
that loss crazy.
Yeah, but it is personal for the Knicks though too because of 1999.
For
So
sure, right. Do you
so it is.
remember that?
I guess between the both cities is very personal.
Absolutely. Do you remember that by any chance?
Oh no,
Honestly, I
no,
don't
I was
recall.
I was I was 3 years old, so I don't
Three
remember that.
years old.
I
Damn. So
was three.
I was
Technically, I never seen
six.
I never seen the Knicks in the finals.
Oh wow,
Technically speaking, I never seen them in the finals. And
wow.
then
That's so
last year
crazy.
was the first time that I've seen them in the Eastern Conference Finals. So it's been a long road as a Knicks fan. So yeah.
For sure. So I mean, let me know what you think. What are any concerns or
So my biggest concern, first and foremost, will be Mitchell Robinson because of his injury. Um, is a pinky. Thank God it's not the whole hand. Um, Mitchell Robinson, everybody knows he's not a scorer. He doesn't really score. He's mostly there for rebounds and I guess creating certain plays. But obviously, like when he does score, he's usually doing he's dunking or alley oop or stuff like that. And I don't know. I feel like they haven't said he's not going to play because at the end of the day, it is a pinky. Um, but that is my biggest concern because Robinson has been he's been a big help for us. Not only this year, throughout all these years, especially since the Knicks have started making the playoffs again. He's been a huge part of the team. So him catching the rebound. One thing I don't know if you've been watching the Knicks games in the finals or throughout the season. Um, the Knicks score a lot of second chance points, especially this playoffs. Like they take advantage of the opportunity of being able to get a rebound from Robinson, and Robinson giving the Knicks the opportunity to score after they missed the first time. So if let's say Robinson doesn't play first or the first two games, I think in a way it would hurt us. Um, for now, that's my biggest concern. But overall, I'm happy that the Knicks as a team, they've been healthy pretty much. I feel like they've gotten a lot of rest between series because they've been handling business with the other teams. And a lot of people say, oh, that's a disadvantage of them resting so much. But obviously, between them beating the 76ers and going into the series with the Cavs, that didn't really affect them. You know what I mean? They obviously handle business. So obviously the going back to Robinson's injury, that's my biggest concern. Um, Another concern I would say I have is that sometimes the Knicks um they do take sometimes I noticed this in the first game against the Cavs. They were leaving. They would their transition will sometimes be slow, and they would leave certain shooters open. And we live in an era where there's a lot of inspired Stephen Curry basketball players. So
Right.
there's always that one guy in the corner that's ready to make the three. So, but between games 2 to 4, between the Cavs, that wasn't an issue. I guess they was able to fix that. But yeah, for now. That's my only two concerns that I would say I would have. I think overall they play great on the road. I don't think on the road is it affects them because one, Knicks fans go everywhere, so I guess they have that support everywhere they go. And two, I think they really truly believe that they could get it done this year. Like this year they could actually get it done. I feel like it's a whole different environment and just aura with this team this year.
No, yeah, I agree. Honestly, I'm concerned too about the Mitchell Robinson injury, just because I think even like you said, he does those little things. So him counting as a body towards Wemby and just playing defense on him, it gives Cat a chance to not focus so much on Wemby. I think
Yes.
him being out, it you're asking Cat for a lot now, And Cat
Yeah.
has I've actually watched the whole playoff run of
Cat's
the
been
Knicks.
doing great.
Yeah,
Cat's been doing great compared to last year. He's been doing great. Like he hasn't not been getting a lot of praise during his playoffs, and I feel like he should be getting a lot of praise because just the way he's attacking, and one of the biggest issues I had with Cat last year, and I think a lot of Knicks fans would agree, is the stupid fouls that he will make. And I feel like this year, especially in the playoffs, he's kind of dumbed down on it a little bit. He's kind of, and just moving the ball around, and you know, eh, and that's why the Mitchell Robinson injury concerns me because now that would mean an extra load for Cat. But knowing Cat, I know Cat will give it his all. I know that he will give it up to his last breath to win a finals.
yeah, the cat situation is interesting to me because I was talking because like I said I've been watching. I'm a generational New York hater, so I watch all the sports, all the New York teams just to hate, bro. But I can't lie, like watching the Knicks this year, Cat's been different in the sense that he's come up clutch for them, and the offense is like revolving around him. They played like a certain way the whole season, and then they in the playoffs they started running their offense like through Cat, and things started going really great for them. But that whole Cat situation kind of reminds me of like Jeter and A Rod. That
Yes.
Brunson's the captain. He's the captain, but A Rod was the better player. Like so I kind of
Yeah.
feel like that's the same situation with the Knicks. And now that they're embracing Cat more, like I think Cat is shining. And so I think he's gonna be a big key. Like if he shoots threes like consistently, they could like give the Spurs some problems. Um, but I think the Spurs. If I was Knicks fans, if I was you guys, I think I would have preferred to play OKC just because OKC is a little injured, and I don't know. I think you guys match up better against them. I don't know the Spurs, bro. They just shoot a lot of threes, and like the Knicks, like you said, I'm not hating on their path. I think they had a. You have to play what's in front of you. That's not the Knicks' fault. Like it's not up to them to like pick the teams. They beat them, they destroyed them. but I don't know if they've been battle tested yet. I don't know if you agree with that. I just don't. I feel like only Atlanta gave you guys a little bit of a scared, but
Yeah,
definitely no.
Atlanta was, I would say, the the toughest test, and I get and game one against the Cavs. But everybody's always made. I think the East has been weak for years. Like I guess since for years, man. For years it's been weak. I would say, right? But at the end of the day, it's gonna come down to who plays a better defense, who makes the shots, all that. So we're gonna see. I mean, we're gonna see, and then at the end of the day, the Knicks have beat the Spurs in a very important game, even though it was just one game. And for the players, it was personal because they were getting $500,000 bonus. So obviously, both teams, and every player they want that bonus, but they know how to beat them. I don't think they know how to they would have really gotten tested with OKC just because I was like I said, OKC got the experience. They won a championship already. Um, they're just I don't know, like they kind of know their way around the game with the flopping. I don't know how they get away with it. I mean, I kind of do know how they get away with it, but that's a whole conversation. But I think with the Spurs, I think they have the better chance. Whether the Spurs got injuries or not, like I think the Spurs they beat them before, so it's gonna be a very interesting series because I know both teams are hungry. Wemby yesterday, like I could tell that he really wants it too. So it's
Yeah,
gonna
he was
be.
crying.
I wouldn't even be surprised if this goes to a game seven. To be
That's what
honest.
I think too. Yeah, yeah. I think if it doesn't go seven, then Knicks and six, because I
Yes.
think the pressure game one for me is like super important. I think that game will determine a lot. Like if the Spurs take that first game, then the pressure's kind of on Knicks to win the second game. But I think if the Knicks take game one, then the Knicks at home, bro, like home field advantage is a real thing with the Knicks. Like you got Ben Stiller, you got the Kardashians, like
You
they're
got
unstoppable.
Timothy. You got Fat Joe. You got Spike Lee. You got the entire yo.
You got Maldani, bro. Like
You got a whole bunch of people, man. It's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy.
yeah, bro.
The Knicks fandom is real.
Yeah, I think the Spurs, like, I think this is the first time in a minute that the Garden has been a problem for like away teams. Like, I felt like everybody's been rattled going there. Like, even the Cavs, like, they blew that lead, bro. It was in New York, correct?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was in New York.
And I think the Knicks, like you said, this is their best chance. Like, I don't think next year they have a chance. Like, it's gonna be tougher next year, and I just think they have to capitalize this year. I
Yeah,
think
I
the
agree.
Spurs are super young, and they'll have more chances. I feel like this is not
Yeah.
the end for Wemby. I feel like
No,
this
no,
is
no,
it.
no.
This is
Wemby,
it for New
Wemby.
York.
I can see Wemby winning multiple MVPs. Uh, he's a great player. Like honestly, like when I see him play, like at his best, he's a problem, and everybody knows that. Especially that he plays in the West, because the West is tough. Um, I can see him winning multiple championships because it's just the way they that I remember that team 3 years ago, especially when he got drafted, they were terrible. And then now what they built now is very awesome to see that. Obviously, the Knicks, the way they built their team was a little different. The only one that got drafted by the Knicks that is still there is Mitchell Robinson. Everybody
Right.
else was either signed or via trade. So obviously, both paths for for each team is different. So yeah, man, like I said, both teams are hungry, man. I know they both teams are hungry. But Knicks fans is everywhere. So in San Antonio on Wednesday, don't be surprised if that's MSG 2.0. Just saying.
Yeah, that crowd is also they make noise too. When
Oh
OKC
yeah,
was
they
there,
make noise. They
yeah,
they're and especially that they're used to winning too because they had the the Greg Popovich era with Tim Duncan and Tony Parker and them. So they know how to win. That city knows what winning is.
Right, right. Who do you think is like a key player in this series? Like, who's somebody that you think people sleeping on your New York Knicks team?
Like I said,
Cat,
Cat, because I see everybody talking about obviously Brunson. Everybody talking about Brunson. Brunson could take over a game. Uh, Sham, he's been getting a lot of credit. OG gets a lot of credit, but Cat, I don't see a lot of people giving him credit. Like I honestly, compared to last year, I was complaining about him a lot. This year, I haven't been complaining about him too much. And I guess the thing is too with Cat, and I understand playing in Minnesota and playing in New York is two different things.
for sure,
Is different. So it's like you're playing in the Mecca now. You're playing in the biggest stage in sports. So I guess now, like I guess this year, he's more confident, and you could see that in his playing throughout these playoffs. And then obviously uh the coaching I guess has helped them, bring that confidence in him to be the player that he is right now.
no, absolutely, yeah. I honestly, in my opinion, from watching the games, I feel like the Knicks are at their best when like Mikal Bridges is involved. Like when
Oh
he
yeah.
is like
Hmm.
on, bro. Like when this man like threw some like shot from man far the other day, like with the shot clock almost expiring. I don't know if you seen that one. You just threw it up
Yeah.
and it just went in, and I
Yeah.
was like, what?
Yeah.
I was like, since when? So I
Yeah.
think, in my opinion, I think he's gonna be the key. Like I think if he plays well, then the Knicks win. But I think if he struggles, then this goes to 7 games. I truly believe. I think that it's so crazy. They like the casino people got the Knicks like as the underdog, but I don't know why. Because I would actually think the Knicks are favorites.
I guess you said it yourself because I guess the Knicks are in the East, and it's like it's not their fault. That's
Right,
New York. New York is in the East, and obviously the Spurs battled it out with OKC, and before that they were battling out with Minnesota. So they've had a tough road to get to the finals. I, the Knicks have had a easier road, we could say. But at the end of the day, it's sports, man. It's all about who's better than who. It's about who executes more. And obviously, we got the Spurs and the Knicks. They both executed in their conference, in their respective conference. So yeah, but I definitely agree too with Mikal Bridges too. Like he's we've had our frustrations with him too, especially last year. We've had our frustrations with him and throughout the season. But he's been and what I love about Mikal Bridges, he never misses a game. He plays
right.
every game. I don't remember the last time. I think he has like 5 years that he hasn't missed a game. That's actually a stat. I think you can look it up.
But
It's
sometimes it's
it's
like a
crazy.
gift. It's like a gift and a curse though, because it's like, damn, you're here, but you didn't do anything today. You should just take the day off.
But no, but that's not the case. That's not the case. This run, this run, he's been doing his thing, man. He's been doing his thing. It is this. I guess what changed everything was Mike Brown coming in as the head coach, and I guess giving them that confidence, and just having them move the ball around more. Because I don't know if we was even gonna talk about the coaching,
No,
but
yeah, let's do it. Yeah.
yes, but a lot of people I know a lot of some Knicks fans, I would say half of the Knicks fans were upset when Tom Thibodeau got fired.
I
I
was.
was
I was for sure. I'm not even
no,
a
I
fan, but
was
I
I
was.
was I wouldn't say I was happy because I don't like anybody losing their job, but I wasn't I wasn't mad at it because I thought that okay, we've gotten 5 years of Tom Thibodeau, the farthest that we've gotten is to the Eastern Conference Finals, but the biggest issue that I think everybody has with Tom Thibodeau is how he manages the players in the lineup. and he's always, I guess he's always put a big weight on the starters, like running them down. They get exhausted. The starters this year under Mike Brown, they've been more loose, more confident, more they share the ball. You got the bench getting more involved, and I think that was one thing that Tom Thibodeau consistently made a mistake where he wasn't using the bench a lot. So Mike Brown has been, he's been doing an excellent job coaching, and managing the lineup. Not just with the starters but with the bench too, because there's some key pieces that we got in the bench. We got Sham, we got Jordan Clarkson, obviously Mitchell Robinson. We
Deuce
got
McBride.
guys, Deuce McBride. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And a lot of these guys.
Y'all got some
If
white boy too who be talking man
Yes,
craziness
I
on the
forgot.
bench.
I forgot his name too,
I
but
forgot
he's
his
nice.
name too.
Yeah, he's nice too. He's nice too. And if Tom Thibodeau was still coaching, I don't think they
He
would be
wouldn't be
getting that
playing.
opportunity. No, they
He
wouldn't be
wouldn't be
playing.
playing. He wouldn't
No,
even be
no,
doing all that.
no,
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 sir.
no. He'd be at the end of the bench next to the
Right.
fans, bro.
No, I agree, bro. I honestly I was super critical when they fired Tibbs. I thought, especially because I'm a LeBron fan, so I know who Mike Brown is. Like Mike Brown coached LeBron back in the day. We got swept by the Spurs. He was the
Yeah,
coach, so, and then he went to the Lakers with Kobe. Didn't do well, so I kind of known Mike Brown history. He was on the Kings. So I was
I
like,
think
why
he
would
was
you?
with Golden State too, right?
Yeah, he
Am I
was with.
mistaken? He was with
Yeah,
Golden
so
State.
I questioned it, but and especially during the season too, there were moments where I was like, I'm not sure. But the fact that he was able to take this team to the finals makes it look like the Knicks made the right choice. And I think, I'm just curious to see if he's gonna get out coached by this Spurs coach because I don't know much about the Spurs coach. I know this is his second
He's
year,
young.
but
He's
yeah,
he's
he's
young. Yeah,
young, but
I
he
think
looks
it's.
like he.
No, I believe. Yeah, this is his second year. Yes,
Yeah, and he
this is
seems to
his
be
first
like
full
he.
year.
Yeah, he looks like he knows what he's doing. Just the fact that
Yeah,
you took down the champs in 7 games, I can't underestimate you either. But
yeah.
um, coaching I think will be a huge key in this series too. I think the way you match up your players. I agree with you. Like the Knicks bench, like this year, and just in these playoffs have been. I don't know, bro. They've been really good. Landry Shamet, bro,
Yeah.
hitting threes, bro. I remember this man was on the Clippers and didn't do anything. And yeah, you got some guys that are like trying to prove something, and so I think that formula is like good for success. But I think the Spurs got some dogs on their team too, bro, that are like, we want this. But I still think with like they're so young that even though they got this experience in the game 7 against OKC, I think the finals is just different. The Knicks have never been to the finals, but there's just an aura with this New York team, bro, that I want to hate so bad. And yesterday, when the Spurs won, I was like, okay, Wemby's gonna beat them. But then I had a chance to really think about it when I was writing down our agenda and just kind of thinking about like smart. And I was like, it's hard for me to hate. Like I think this could be it. Like I think we could be looking back at this first episode and we both predicted it. So what's your final prediction? Knicks and what?
Knicks and six.
Knicks and 6?
Knicks and six. Yes.
I'm gonna play it safe. Even though I want to say Spurs and 7, I'm gonna say Knicks and 6 as well, bro. I agree with you because I
Yeah.
think I think what'll happen is either the Knicks will take one of these 2 games in San Antonio, or if
That's
they
the most
don't,
important thing.
I think they win Game 5 because the Game 5 would be back in San Antonio, and then they'll clinch at home. And I think there's no way of writing the script better, bro, than the Knicks winning at home
Yeah.
in front of their fans. Like
That
Gotham
would
would
be
just shut down,
crazy.
bro.
Yeah, yeah. This city would forget about it. Oh my
I
goodness.
the mayor,
Can
bro,
you
would be
imagine?
like, "Yo, the mandatory day off for everybody tomorrow. Like nobody go to work, nobody
Well, I'm not going to work the day of the parade, so I'm not going. I already said it. I'm not going.
right,
I'm going to the
right, right,
parade. I've never been to one, so it's my time.
for sure, for sure. But
But
all right,
obviously, we gotta take it. We gotta take it one game at a time right now. I don't want
for
to get too
sure, yeah,
ahead
yeah.
of myself. Yes.
It's gonna be a good series, though. I don't see a sweep. I don't think no one
No,
can
no, no,
live
no,
up.
no, 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 no. I don't see what I've seen from the Spurs. They're dogs, man. They are dogs. They fight. They fight. They battle, and I know I think it's gonna be a very gritty finals. But I think overall the Knicks do have more playoff experience than the Spurs. Because
Right.
this is Wemby's impressively, this is Wemby's first playoffs, if I'm not mistaken, right? This is his first playoffs, and you make it to the finals is very impressive.
Yeah, they
So
got a they got a kid though. I don't know if you got a chance to see yesterday. There's a kid there named Dylan Harper, bro. His dad is
yes, hmm
Ron Harper. I think he was on the
yeah,
Bulls.
yeah,
Bro, that kid is nice. He's a rookie,
yes,
but he's a
yes,
dog, bro.
and he was one of the reasons too that they won last night too.
Yeah.
He was one of the reasons. I
Yeah,
was watching him.
he there was a play where if like Castle got thrown in the ground by Caruso and
Yeah,
Castle was about to fight him and like Harper came bro and stopped he slid and stopped his own guy from fighting. And I'm like, this is
yeah,
a rookie
uh huh,
like
yeah,
saving his vet,
yeah,
from getting like tossed out the game or having a fight. And
yeah,
th-
hmm
that that kid is very impressive, bro. And they
yeah.
have another guy, which is funny. His name is it's when you see it, it's Champagne, but it's spelled
Yeah.
Champagne or something like that. And this man was just shooting threes, bro. I was like, where? It reminded me of like the old Spurs from back in the day with like Danny Green, where they had these nobodies. I don't want to
Yeah,
disrespect them, but they had these nobodies that would just be shooting threes, and you're like, where do these guys come from?
yeah,
For sure, yeah, yeah. Yeah. But yeah, yeah. So we both agree Knicks and six. So let's transition out to some baseball. I think
yeah,
The Yankees won today.
yeah. They won today, 13-8.
Oh, nice, nice, nice. I think we
They
won. I think
scored. They
Juan
scored.
Soto.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Swept. We got swept. That swept. Who did he get sweep?
I don't know, bro. I don't be paying attention to the teams we beat, bro, because they just another
Yeah, I tell you right
ATC.
now, he got swept. I know
Yeah,
he got swept. I saw that it said that he got swept. That
because
he
you
got
see
swept.
when the Mets play, bro, it's Mets versus Victim. I don't even like name the team, bro. It's Victim.
Let me see. Let me see who he got swept. I know he got swept today. Let me see. Who
But
did he
Soto
got
hit a
swept?
home run. That's what I do know. I know my
Yeah.
man did the bat flip and
Well, that's what the Marlins.
Marlins. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But
Yeah, the Marlins.
how we feeling? How are you feeling about your New York Yankees? What are some highlights? What are some concerns? How you seeing the team these first 2 months?
Um, Funny enough, I was actually been thinking about it the last few days about the Yankees. Um, I wasn't just thinking about them though. I was thinking about just the American League in general. And I don't think to be honest, I don't think there's anybody better than the Yankees outside of the Rays right now.
That's
I
crazy.
don't, I don't know. I'm gonna tell you why. Hold up, I'm gonna tell you why. You can look at the standings. You can look
All
at
right,
the standings.
all right,
The last time I checked the standings in the American League West, Seattle was on top, right?
right. They're
They was
suspect.
on top. Hold up, they was on
Yeah,
top. This is the last time that I checked their standings,
yeah,
but they had a losing record, being in first place. I don't know. I'll tell you, I'm gonna put up the standings right now. I'm gonna put up the stand. The AL Central is always weak. The Yankees they always, you know, they handle business with the AL West. I mean, with the AL East, the AL Central. I mean, the Guardians are in first place in their division. The White Sox is right behind them, surprisingly. Uh, in the American League West is Mariners, and they're 31-29. Which is it's still early to say like what team was gonna make it to the playoffs or what team is gonna be more successful than the others. But then you got in the American League East, you got Tampa Bay and you got the Yankees on top. and they're only a game and a half apart, so they're battling it out, you know. And the biggest problem that we've had as a team has been the Tampa Bay Rays. So that's why I say that outside of the Tampa Bay Rays, I don't think there's any other team in the American League that's better than us. Detroit has disappointed me because I said Detroit was gonna be good, but they haven't been good. They've been terrible.
Right, right,
And
right.
now, not only that, they've dealt with injuries. Scuba's gotten hurt. I think Verlander's gotten hurt. They've had injuries, so that's why they're actually in last place in that division. Surprisingly, I wasn't expecting that, and they're already talking about trading Scooby.
To the
So
Yankees. Yeah,
that's one of the teams
yeah,
that they're saying. So
yeah.
that it excites me, but it concerns me because one, the injury history. Two, he's gonna. This is a walk here, so he would only be a rental. So what would we give up for him? And
Right.
if he's gonna and if he's gonna be effective for us, if we was to get him, you know what I mean? Because the thing is, I say effective is I seen him in the playoffs. He reminds me a little bit of Clayton Kershaw in the playoffs.
Mm.
I've seen his performances and it's not that great. So the performances that I've seen. So obviously I hope that, if he was to change to, whatever team, whether it's the Yankees or whatever team he gets traded to, if it happens, he finds that success in the playoffs. But yeah, I don't know about I don't know if I really want him on the Yankees, to be honest. I really don't know because I don't want to rental on my team. I
Right.
really don't want to. I don't. I'd rather I'd rather us boost up our bullpen. That's my biggest concern for the Yankees so far. You did ask me what's my biggest concern. The bullpen is the biggest concern because David Bednar, he's our closer. He's every
He's
time
been shaky.
he comes in, bases are loaded, and at least 2 runs come in, and then he finishes the game. He gets 3 outs and he finishes the game. Like I'm like you giving everybody a heart attack. The same thing Clay Holmes used to do with us. You know what I'm saying? And the bullpen's my biggest concern. Third base is a concern. Ryan McMahon, like great defender, just he's been inconsistent
Yeah,
with hitting.
absolutely.
And the thing is that my biggest concern too is the hitting because once come playoffs, it's not about the home runs. It's about the small plays, small hitting. You know what I mean? Can you hit a double? Can you hit a single and drive in two? Those type of things. Because the Yankees are known for hitting bombs, hitting home runs, and it's like not everybody can hit home runs. So I do want to see the Yankees get some guys in the trade deadline for that hit for contact, driving runs, stuff like that. And yeah, but I would say my biggest concern is the bullpen. They need to do something about it. They tried to last year, but it didn't work out. So they gotta try it again this year. Bring up some of the rookies. We got some rookies um that I think would help boost the bullpen. I really think so.
Yeah, no. You know what's so crazy? At first, I thought I heard you say that you're like in general in all of baseball, you got the Yankees on top. But when it
No,
comes to
no,
the
no, no,
American
no,
League, when it comes to
no.
just the American League, you're right. Absolutely. I think anybody who understands baseball could tell you like they will represent the American League. Like there's just nobody on that side. The only dark horse that I have, which they've been kind of low inconsistent, would be the A's. I really do think the A's could make some noise if they get it together, but I just don't see. Boston is so disappointing. Um,
Yeah,
Tampa is 1 year early, but Tampa reminds me of Baltimore, and where Baltimore was like giving the Yankees like some, the past couple of years, and then I don't know what happened to Baltimore where they just went back down. But Tampa, I don't know. They haven't shown me enough, even though they've been consistently playing good this season. I just don't know. once we really get close to September and the pressure starts getting to you because it's gonna be a close race, I just don't know if they'll be able to pull through. I don't know what you think about Garrett Cole though. I think
He's
he's a
been
big piece.
he's been he's been very impressive so far. He's had two starts. He hasn't allowed a run yet. His last start, I think he had like 10 Ks. So he's been very impressive, even though it was against Kansas City. But the fact that you come back from an injury and you're pitching like that, like how you normally are, and you're throwing 98, 99 on a fastball, is impressive.
Because I think
Um,
I think if he continues to play like that, then I don't. I understand your concerns about Scoobo, but I actually do risk it if I'm the Yankees. Because if Cole is gonna play like that, and you can do that 1-2 punch with your other two pitchers, that what's the
I
name
would
of that kid?
say
Uh,
Cam Slislin.
yeah, yeah. I think that three. Give me those three against anybody. I like your chances.
I would go for Schoolable if Max Fried is gonna be out for a long time because he does he hasn't pitched like the last 2 weeks because I guess something that they found on his elbow. Thank God it wasn't no Tommy John or anything like that, but obviously they're not gonna take the risk. So and he hasn't needed surgery or anything like that. But if it is a case where uh he's not gonna be back, you know, let's say by July, you know, definitely get school. You know what I mean? Definitely get him. You know what I mean? And I mean, he probably won't sign back with us because they're gonna give him a lot of money. But I think the Yankees too, just like the Knicks, uh, that their window is closing. Like they need to win now because Garrett Cole's getting older, Aaron Judge is getting older, Stan's already old. Uh, there's guys on the team that are getting older, so they have to do something. Like they gotta this year in the trade deadline, they gotta go all out. They gotta get everybody that they need to get to make this team to the fullest potential. Get this team to the fullest potential.
That's crazy, because I've never thought I would hear Yankee fans say that their window is closing because I think the New York Yankees window
I'm
is open
realistic.
24/7, bro.
I'm gonna say it is open 24/7 in a competitive way.
Because they always get
Now,
somebody. They always
yes,
find a way.
yes, they always find a way to make it to the playoffs. But as Yankee fans, we're not satisfied with just making it to the playoffs. We want to win. It's been 16 years now, so it's almost 17 years now. So it's like we want to see our team win. That's a long time in the Yankee world. 17 years is a long
Yeah,
time. It
that's a
feels like
long
the
time
53 years that Knicks fans have been waiting.
for
It
real.
feels like that. So it yeah, I hope that they go all out in the trade deadline. I really hope they do because it's and I'm actually one thing that I'm very impressed about the Yankees is that um they they've been quick to make decisions. So like if you're not performing, you get sent down. If you know you're not doing what you gotta do, we're gonna give somebody else a chance. And they've been giving people chances. So in certain areas it's worked out, and in certain areas it hasn't. But for example, the Anthony Volpe situation and Jose Caballero. Jose Caballero has been good for us. Volpe
Yeah,
has been good since he came up, but obviously Volpe has been inconsistent. So those
yeah.
are things that concern as
I
a
will
Yankee.
say, I will say that the sunflower man, because he always be eating sunflowers or whatever. Aaron Boone, bro, has been coaching like his life has been like on the line, bro. He's been good this year. I I think this has been his best year in my opinion in coaching. I think having Ben Rice, bro, I think that's your future. I think that's why I don't think the window is closing because I do think there is a transition from Aaron Judge to Ben Rice. I can see Ben Rice winning MVP this year. Like I wouldn't be surprised, bro. Like he's a huge part of this team, and I think I think we're gonna get to a point where they'll go as far as he goes. Like, but I think right now, I think you guys are in a really good place.
And now that you mentioned Ben Rice, I was very upset with the Yankees in the beginning of the year because one thing that has upset a lot of Yankee fans in the past few years is the analytics.
Hmm.
Um, and there were certain games in the beginning of the season where the Yankees would sit Ben Rice because they were going to face a lefty, and Ben Rice is a lefty. So in baseball, they don't like that combination of lefty versus lefty. But he could hit off of lefties. So it's like, why are you sitting him down? Why you giving, Paul Goldschmidt is a great hitter, veteran hitter, great first baseman, even at his age. But obviously, we want to go with the future. Why are you sitting him down? And people, Yankee fans, they make their voice known. I know that the Yankee front office listen to us
Yeah,
because when we complain, they make changes. Except the Aaron Boone, that's the only change that hasn't been made. But when it comes in regards to the lineups and players, they make changes. And Ben Rice has been there, whether it's a lefty or a righty, he's playing, and that's what I want to see. I don't want to see him out the line. He has better numbers this year than Aaron Judge. So,
yeah.
and he's probably going to be an All Star this year.
Do you
So
think? Do you think he keeps his job though? If there's no World Series for Yankees, do you think Aaron Boone stays? Do you think they'll still have
I,
patience?
I think no, I think he's over. I
This is
think
it.
they need to look at the Knicks, for example. They got rid of Tom Thibodeau after 5 years, not winning anything. We've had Aaron Boone for, I think this is the 8 years, 9 years already. Yes, we made it to a World Series, but we lost so embarrassingly. It was like, and one of the reasons why we lost is because of the stupid analytics. We do need analytics, you know what I mean? But it's not always going to be the case. So it's like, if to me, if the Yankees don't win this year, it's not about making it into the World Series. If the Yankees don't win this year, Boone gotta, you gotta pack his bags. He's not a
Any
bad manager. I don't think he's a bad manager. I just think the Yankees need a fresh start, a new leader, somebody that's actually gonna be like, okay, if you're not here to win, you shouldn't be here. I think that's the type of attitude that they need.
anybody in mind though? Because if you're gonna get rid of somebody, you gotta have an idea of who you're gonna get. So, is there anybody you think will be a good coach if it doesn't work out with Aaron Boone?
Uh, Honestly, I don't even know.
Who's available, right?
The
Like,
only one that I can think of is probably Rob Thompson, even though he just got fired from Philly. But I think he knows that he was the Yankees bench coach, I believe, a few years ago. I definitely would look into him. He's actually a very great manager. Obviously, this year it started off bad for him. The Phillies is one of those organizations that they're not gonna waste any time.
right?
They're gonna make changes, and obviously it's worked out for them. Um, Not as great, but it's kind of been working out. Um, I would definitely look into Rob Thompson. I know Alex Cora is out there too, but I don't
I was
think
gonna say, how about Alex Cora?
I don't think he would fit the Yankee organization.
I don't
I
think
don't
you
think he
got
would.
you guys want somebody that was on the Astros. Like,
No,
I
I don't
think
think.
I don't think I would ever do that. That man was on that team.
No, I don't think we would want him. Um, yeah, I honestly I don't know. We would have to see. We would have to see. We do have other people on the staff that have been managers, like Brad Osmus. Uh, he was a manager at one point. I wouldn't mind seeing the Yankees give him an opportunity. Um, I think uh, I think Francisco Cervelli would be a great manager. He
Oh
managed
yeah, that wouldn't
the
be
Italy
bad, right?
team. He
Yeah.
managed the Italy team and the WBC, and he used to play for us too. I
Hmm.
wouldn't mind seeing him. You know, I mean, this is unrealistic. Um, but Yadier Molina, I
Okay,
think,
that's an
I
interesting.
think, yeah, that's a unrealistic take. If I was, if I was to make the choice, I would at least interview, look into
Okay,
him because he is a smart baseball guy.
so you
He is
wouldn't
a
choose
smart
Derek
baseball.
Jeter.
Derek Jeter would not manage. Trust me, he wouldn't manage. He said it. He has said it. He's not. He wouldn't do it.
Yeah, for
He wouldn't
sure.
do it. You know who I would have definitely for a fact I would have chosen. I would have chosen Jorge Posada.
Oh yeah, that would be a good one too,
But
bro.
he said it during the WBC that he does not want to coach. He doesn't want to do any of that stuff.
Or like Andy Pettit. Like I don't know if he's looking to coaching.
Andy Pettit, I would keep him as a pitching coach.
Okay,
I think he's great at that. I think he's great at that. But yeah, I mean that's honestly all I can think of right now. I really can't think of anybody else from the top of my head. I know there's some new managers up and coming. I know there's a lot. Like our Pujols is gonna manage one day.
right,
He's gonna manage. He's gonna manage, but we gotta see with who. But but we need somebody that if Aaron Boone doesn't get the job done this year, we need somebody that's gonna be like, yo, you're not here to win. This is not the place for you.
right. Okay,
Yeah,
all
we
right. Well,
none of that baby catering, none of that. I don't want that.
right.
I want them training as a team at 4 in the morning, and then at eight
Right,
in the morning, then at 1 in the afternoon, then after the game as well until they
right.
win everything. That's the type of like remember the Titans type, you know, environment
Right,
on that team. So that's what I wanted with the Yankees, But we're gonna see though. We're gonna see.
for sure,
I'm not too focused on them right now because I'm focused on the Knicks.
for
But
sure.
it's gonna be. We're gonna see. Depends on what trades they make in the trade deadline. I think I would have a complete answer of what I would think is gonna happen by October with the
For
Yankees.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, for the Mets, um, I think we ran out of time, so we can't even talk about the Nets. That's enough, folks.
I mean, they swept the Marlins.
Nah, man. I think I could go for a whole 2 hours to talk about this Mets team, bro. I think the biggest thing for me, like when it comes to the New York Mets, bro, is the coach. I honestly think that this is my philosophy, right? Like, if you were going to like get rid of everyone, if you were cleaning house, I think you should have also fired the coach in the beginning of the season because when you think about it, right, the Mets only went so far with the team they had because of their coaching. And so, why would you think that the players that you got, these new players, are going to go even farther if you still have the same coach? So, I
You
really
want to
think,
hear you? I'm sorry to cut you off.
no, yeah.
You,
What do you think?
you want to hear my take on what change I would make with the Mets?
Go ahead. Go for it. I'm very curious to hear what you're going to say.
I don't know if you agree with me, but trade Lindor.
No, yeah, we spoke about that. I do think that's gonna be a big key because right now the clubhouse is toxic and there's just no chemistry. Like even when the Mets are hitting home runs and Soto's doing the whole celebration with the construction worker and stuff, like it's forced. Like all of it is forced. And like I think when there's a lot of like pretending, like Jeter and A-Rod were like so good because even though they didn't like each other, they respected each other. There was a respect there, and you knew that when it was time to hold each other accountable, you could hold each other accountable. If A-Rod said something dumb or if Jeter didn't like something, it was addressed like face to face. There was no going to the media or he said she said type stuff. Like they were very straightforward with each other. I think Lindor and Soto are very petty. Like they're petty as they come, Puerto Rican, Dominican.
So what do you?
Just bro,
This is like
I
that
don't know.
Aventura and Don Omar song.
They don't mix. Like
That's
I
like
just think that's a
that's
problem,
like
bro.
Aventura and Don Omar song.
For real, bro. They just one is
But what do you think? What do you think is okay? So you said between them two is Elo, right? But what do you think is truly the problem between them two that they haven't been able to click? Because they're both great players. We obviously we had 1 year Soto, and we're still. I feel like I have another take on the Soto. You guys signing Soto, but I'll share that later. But what do you really think is the cause of all that
No,
of
yeah,
of of them having problems?
I think for as much as I criticize Aaron Judge, bro, the one thing about Aaron Judge that I will say is good about him is that he's a good clubhouse leader. That man can set a culture. Like, although I didn't see much of it on in the USA game, like when we talked about the baseball classic, I do think when it comes to the Yankees clubhouse, he does, like, he talks about his guys. I've seen him do interviews all the time, and I see him big up. Like, they asked him one day like who he thought his like great players was, and he named like Yankee guys. I was like, what? What are you talking about? But that's his way of boosting these guys. And so I think when Soto was on the Yankees, the reason why he loved that team was because it felt like a brotherhood. It felt like they all were like in sync. They had that great run, and you can clearly see a team like, invested in fighting for each other. I think with Lodo, Soto, and Lindor, Lindor is like the guy that's been there, and he kind of can't, like, be like, you're the guy. Like, and I don't even think it needs to be that conversation of who's the guy. I think it just needs to be, this is our team. Like, we need to like get these guys to like come together. It's me and you. We're like on the same page. But I think in life, if you don't communicate with somebody, you don't things don't happen. And I think there's just no communication there, in my opinion.
I think I think what I think of their relationship is more of obviously his ego. Um, and I think a lot of it has to do with I don't think it's about the money. I think it's more about the treatment. I
Yeah,
guess the treatment that Soto has gotten from um the Mets front office compared to the the treatment that Lindor has gotten from the front office is completely different. Because for a while we heard, oh, Lindor might be the captain. Lindor might be the captain. And then when Soto comes in, Steve Cohen is like, no, there's not gonna be no captain. As long as I own the team. And I think like in a way, yeah, like I think he handled it well because Soto comes into the picture, and I don't know, I'm not in the clubhouse, but I don't know if he felt like he was like, oh yeah, I'm getting paid all these millions of dollars. I'm the man here. You know what I mean? But Lindor, in his situation, he's been there longer. You know what I mean? So I don't think it's about. I don't think it's about. It has nothing to do with money. Well, they're both making a lot of money. Um, Obviously, one is making more than the other. I think it's just about treatment and ego. I think that's just what it is. And I think they haven't learned how to separate the ego and from the game. You know what I mean? Because when you're in the game, like this is the thing. Realistically speaking, like if you're on a team, you're not gonna like everybody. Like you're not gonna be buddies with everybody. Like I hear stories of Derek Jeter, and some of his favorite teammates were some of the most random players on the Yankees. Like there were guys that you wouldn't even think was his guys. Like you know what I'm saying? But it's like when you're on that field, all that ego, all that bitterness, whatever it is that they got going on, it cannot be there. And I feel like too, I feel like the Mets made a huge mistake. Mets fans would probably disagree with me, whatever. I don't really care. They made a mistake signing Soto, and I'm not saying that
yeah,
because listen,
yeah.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that because I was hurt because he left us. Think about it. Just think about it. Think about it. You guys would have never signed Soto. You guys could have ran it back last year. with the same team that y'all had in 2024. Y'all could have ran it back. All y'all could have done is probably add a starter to your rotation, and probably a couple of bullpen guys, and y'all would have ran it back because I think that y'all could have beaten the Dodgers.
You're trolling, bro. Yeah,
I'm not trolling.
yo, you trolling so
I'm
hard
not
right now,
trolling.
bro.
When we had
Absolutely
Soto,
not.
you guys were good. When we had Soto, we was good and you guys were good. We were both good. We were amazing. We were about to make it. We were about to see each other in the World Series.
Nah,
Come
nah.
on, man.
No, no. I disagree. I'm sorry, bro. I can't. I think that we would only get so far. That's the furthest we were gonna get. Like that year was the furthest we were gonna get. I don't think if we ran it back, we would beat that Dodger team. I don't even think we would have like we missed the playoffs with the next year, and I still think we would have missed it even
Yeah, but
without
y'all missed
Soto.
the playoffs because y'all got Soto. Y'all got Soto, and then that's when the problem started.
But he
That's what
wasn't
I'm trying to
the
say.
the interesting thing was that he didn't have a bad year. Like he had a really good year
No,
actually.
he didn't have a bad year, but the problem is, this is the thing. This is my point. My point is, it's not that is not productive. He's very productive with the bat. The thing is that Lindor and Soto have problems. Everybody knows that.
But that's
So it
coaching.
shows. It shows on the field.
Yeah.
It shows. When
Yeah.
one of them, when Soto hits a home run, where's Lindor?
But
Where's
that's
that? Where's that?
coaching. I think that's coaching though, because
It has
you
nothing to do with coaching
you
because
see
I'm
how
pretty sure
he's
coaching. I'm pretty sure. I 100% guarantee you, Carlos Mendoza has spoken to both of them. That's on y'all like what's going on.
but they don't respect
But
him.
I did,
I don't think they respect him, bro.
bro. It could
Because
be
you know,
anybody there, bro. It could be any manager. It's
I don't
the
know.
problem is still gonna exist. This is why I say Lindor should they should ship him out. You can't ship out Soto because Soto's gonna be he's gonna be there for a long time. But Lindor, I feel like you gotta ship him out.
Yeah, because you see how we spoke about Jeter and A Rod. You had like you had Girardi was there. Like I think you couldn't any other coach maybe would have been maybe they do butt heads, like because you know A Rod does the Juan Soto thing, like you know but I think he was put in
And that was
line.
a similar situation. It was
Yeah,
a similar
very
situation.
similar.
It was a similar situation, but one time, A-Rod said, I'm not coming here to play shortstop. I'm coming here to play third base because he knew that that was Jeter's team. A-Rod knew that wasn't his team, even though A-Rod, historically speaking, A-Rod's a better player. He was a better shortstop. He was a better defender. He was a better hitter. He was a better overall player. But A-Rod knew not to cross the line and act like that was his team because that wasn't his team.
But also because one had rings. Like Jeter had
Yes,
the chips, bro. A Rod had
but
no chips, and so
yeah,
Soto coming to New York, Soto has the chips. He took down Houston, like he has a championship, bro. And he Lindor had no championship, so I don't think
yeah,
I
but
just don't see Soto being like, why do I have to respect this guy? Like he hasn't done
no, but
much
at the end of the day, but you signed there.
for
You
sure.
signed
I get
there.
it.
You
Yeah.
signed there, and who you think Lindor has built more relationships? I mean, who the best players have built more relationships with Lindor or so? Clearly
For sure.
Lindor. So it's like to me, in my point of view, I think that the players will listen to Lindor more. You know what I'm saying? Especially with that run that they had in 2024, and then Soto coming into the picture is like okay, like I feel like the way it's looked at, some people may look at it as in the contract is a problem because they'll probably be like he's not here to win, he's here because he got an $800 million contract.
Right. I think. Well, I know for this season, like I've been impressed with him. I think he's been doing great. That I just think we get two different Met teams though. We get one that plays way different with Juan Soto, and then we get another one that plays different when Lindor is playing. But when they both play together, we get a team that just doesn't know who they are. Like there's an
And this
identity
is why I
crisis, and
say, this is why I say that Lindor needs to get shipped out
right,
because
yeah,
I, even though I feel like he is the leader of that team, he has had a history of having disputes with other teammates. So it's like, okay, maybe he's the problem. Maybe you're just gonna have to keep Soto and build around him. At the end of the day, Soto is younger,
Yeah,
so and the Mets got a couple of guys that you have potential to build around with,
yeah, we have some
but
rookies, bro. Like we have some
but
rookies. Yeah.
but as long as Soto and Lindor are in the same clubhouse, that team is not gonna flourish. I know what I'm saying.
No, no,
It's
yeah,
not gonna
yeah,
flourish.
absolutely. I think the writing was already on the wall anyway because when they signed Bo Bichette, I think that was their way of quietly trying to do that. But I think Bo having a horrible season and he's been very inconsistent. It's hard to like pitch that to Met fans. Like, we're gonna get rid of Lindor and then put Bo Bichette where he naturally belongs. Because he's has been horrible too. Like on field, bro, he's been horrible. But he hasn't been good, and so I think Met fans are kind of figuring out. Like, I mean, the Mets organization is like, when do we pull this trigger? Because right now we suck. We're last place. Like, if we trade Lindor, the fans are gonna go crazy, which I will. I will be upset. It's like, where are we going? And I'm gonna be realistic. I don't think we're making the playoffs. Like, not a chance. We don't have pitching. Uh, Horrible. Like, just horrible. Uh, I'm not even. I know when we talk about baseball for the rest of this year, we're gonna talk more about your Yankees because this team, bro, is making me lose years of my life. But I think, yeah, I think we'll leave it at that with this team, bro. Because I could go on for a whole hour, bro. But I think this is a
Okay,
good,
so let
yeah.
me let me ask you this. Let me ask you this one last question. If Lindor does get traded, when do you think it's gonna happen? This year or in the offseason?
I think out of respect that he has kids, I know it's a business, but I think, like you said, there is a respect there that the Mets have with Lindor. So I think it happens in the offseason. I think they try to run it just this year and see what happens, and then they'll have their answer. Like if it's another
I
failed
think
season,
I
which could
think
be.
I think I think depending, I don't know because he hasn't been playing, right?
Hmm.
So I guess depending when he gets back and how he performs, um I think they'll trade him in the trade deadline. And
Okay.
I think also because the MLB lockout is gonna happen.
Hmm.
Is gonna happen. We hope it doesn't happen because obviously we love baseball and this gives us something to talk about. But it's most likely gonna happen. So holding on to that problem for a long time is not a good thing. You know what I mean? So and then when the lockout finishes, I guess everybody's gonna rush to signing contracts and making trades and stuff like that. And I guess not everybody's gonna want to do that. But I feel like he most likely will get traded in the trade deadline or before the trade deadline. I think yeah, just to get those pieces that they need to rebuild
Okay.
before the lockout.
I would, I would, I would. I think it would be good. It would be good to just do it now, but I don't know. I think something tells me that I think they're gonna see what they can do. They're gonna see who has value, and then I think they'll make some moves again. Um, I think another thing with the Mets is that you gotta have some sort of patience. I think just because you have Juan Soto doesn't mean you have to go all in. Like, you kind of have to be realistic and be like, if it's just not our year, like, just makes no sense to like make all these moves. Like, maybe just be a little more patient. But I think they got too excited with getting so far like that year and thought like, okay, we're gonna get there again. But I think in baseball you don't get there again. Like, it's that's why baseball is so tough. Like, teams just don't repeat.
But the thing is though, I do believe that you can get there again because I've seen it happen in baseball. I've seen it happen.
I don't know,
But
bro. Cody,
it's
even
not
Cody
it's
Senga,
not
bro. Yeah.
it's not a consist it's not something that you see consistently, but it is something that it can happen. So that's why I said earlier, like oh, like if you guys didn't sign Soto, this is what I'm trying to say. Let me go back to what I meant by that. If you guys didn't sign Soto, you guys would have ran it back. And I'm gonna tell you why. Let me re-explain it because maybe I didn't say everything. That problem between Soto and Lindor wouldn't exist right now. It would not have exist. The chemistry would have been nice. You still would have P. Alonso. Y'all would have run it back.
I don't know, bro. They had. I'm telling you, bro. I know you're saying I agree with you. Like team chemistry is everything, but Mark Vientos, bro, is having such a great year. Like that year we had a deep run, and then he
Yeah, I
completely
remember.
fell off. He
You,
completely fell off the next year, bro. And that had nothing to do with Lindor and Soto.
yeah,
The
but
bats were
Lindor before he got hurt, I mean, he wasn't performing either. So there's a few guys
Nimmo
on your
too,
team.
bro. Nimmo
There's
was
a few.
horrible. Like I
I
just
heard he's
don't
doing
think
good in Texas,
it's different playing in Texas and in New York, bro. It's just some people are not built to play in New York.
but
It's easier to play
didn't
on
he
the
do good
Rangers,
for
bro.
you? Didn't he do good for you in New York? 'Cause I had him for a while. You guys
He
had him
has
for a
no
while.
he had some good seasons, but like you gotta think too, those seasons that
But
he had
but
good,
but
there
look
were no
at this.
expectations.
You mentioned okay. You mentioned Brandon Nemo. Also, remember Jeff McNeil, right?
Oh my god, another one.
No,
Horrible.
you know. Hold up. Jeff McNeil won a batting title here. You know why I mentioned those two guys? Because they're connected to Lindor.
Right, but what I'm saying
Because
is
they
that
had issues with him. That's what I'm
yeah,
saying. You take Lindor out of that clubhouse, I feel like the Mets are gonna flourish again.
I just like I those guys had like good statistics, but it's easy to get good stats, bro, when you're on a bad team. Like those were not like good teams either when they had those statistics.
Mhm.
Once expectations come in, bro, batting is different. Like only the greats, bro, perform good under pressure. And I don't know, bro. I understand. I get what you're saying, but I just don't think that team would have ran it back. Los
So
Angeles
you
was too
think
good.
you?
Philly was too good. Like
I don't think. To be honest, I don't think the Dodgers were that good last year.
who?
The Dodgers.
The, nah, bro. You
No,
don't
listen,
even
bro.
watch.
We didn't
That's
watch
a whole
it.
nother episode. That's a whole
Oh
episode, bro.
my gosh,
That's
bro.
episode two. That we could literally talk about that has to be episode two. Like, cause bro,
We could talk about that some other episode. Okay, that's fine.
we'll save that
But
one
I'm
for.
letting you know. I don't. I'm letting you know right now. I don't think they were that good last year. I'm not gonna tell
I
you
don't
my
know.
reason. I'm just gonna let you marinate that. Marinate what I just said.
All right. Well, it's
I'm
gonna
gonna let you.
expire.
That's fine. That's fine.
but
I have
but
a
all
valid
right.
reason. I have a valid reason. I don't listen. I don't say things just to say it. I'm observant of what I'm and
For sure.
before I say something, I'm being observant. So, but yeah, we could leave that for another episode.
I'm
But
just
I don't think it was that good last
I hate that celebration.
year. I hate
When they
anything
do
that they
that, yo,
do.
I hate them so much, bro. But
I hate anything. I hate anything that they do.
yeah, bro.
Except Freddie Freeman. I like Freddie Freeman.
Oh no, yeah, he has a good story. But yeah, we'll talk about
No,
them
no, he
next
has a
time.
good heart. He has a good heart. I
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
hate that
It's
man.
hard to hate on
I
that
can't hate
man.
that
Yeah,
man.
yeah, for
He
sure.
has a good heart. He's a great father too. He's
Yeah,
a great
yeah,
dad.
yeah,
He's a
yeah.
great dad. I just love watching his videos of him and his sons. Like I just yeah, like I can't hate Shohei. I can Shohei's a whole other conversation too. Like it's I have mixed feelings about Shohei.
But all right,
I have
bro. Well,
mixed feelings.
I appreciate doing this with you. I don't know if you want to let the people know because I'm gonna edit this too. So they'll be able to watch the live with no edits, and then they could watch the edited version. But do you want to let people know where they could find you? Maybe talk a little bit about the hat.
Yeah, so in my personal page, you can find me on Instagram, Manny Ortiz with three Z's, I believe. I forgot. I know I put a lot of Z's. So it's Manny Ortiz with like three Z's. Um, Also, I am the founder of Proposito Apparel. So as you can see right here, every episode you guys are gonna see me with something with Proposito, so you guys can see what we got, what we're about to drop. You see this? Nobody has this yet, only I do, of course, because I'm the owner. But this is gonna drop this week though. This is gonna drop this week. It's summer. I'm happy. Summer makes me happy, so we're gonna drop this. I know certain people, even Caesar, was asking about get Proposito dropping a bucket hat, so which came true. And but yeah, just you can also find our page on Instagram, Proposito Apparel. You you can stay updated with everything that we're dropping, everything that we're doing, and just yeah, man, like we're doing some really great stuff there. You know, it's a faith based clothing brand, and just tune in with us, man. We're doing a lot of great things, and I just thank God for him, what God is putting the idea of doing Proposito Apparel and just seeing how it's flourishing. So yeah, and I'm also very excited for this, for what we're doing here.
Exactly.
Because
Yeah, yeah.
honestly, like I love talking sports, and sometimes I don't get to talk sports every day. Sometimes I talk sports with Caesar and other friends through Instagram, but it's difficult because we everybody has a life. You know what I mean? We got our own lives. So, but just doing this and then giving you guys a platform to talk with us, sports is awesome. Like that, we can involve other people. We want to involve you guys. You know what I mean? We want you guys to share your takes because I'm gonna have crazy takes. Caesar's gonna have crazy takes. You guys are gonna have crazy takes, and we're gonna talk about it. And I'm pretty sure, right? We're gonna have, visitors and people who are gonna be guests, and they're gonna, you know, say their takes on, New York sports, and and stuff around MLB and NBA. But yeah, this was awesome. This was awesome.
For sure, yeah. We appreciate everybody tuning in and watching. And as Manny said, just leave some comments in the comment section. We really want to dedicate a certain part of the show to just answering questions. So if you have any sports questions or just any general questions, just we'll do a Q&A at the end of the show, and we'll try to shout people out. We appreciate those that joined the
Also,
live today.
also, don't forget to let them know about the name of the remember that we're letting them choose the name
Absolutely,
for the
yeah, yeah,
podcast.
yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely, yeah.
so
We're
see
gonna be.
where they could do that, where they could do they could do that at, where we're gonna put the poll at.
Yeah, yeah, we'll figure that out. I guess behind the scenes, where would be the best spot
Okay, okay,
to do
okay.
that. Just to we'll like do something specific. We'll even record it. I think of a clip saying, "Hey, head on
Yeah,
here at this time where we're gonna vote and cast your votes and stuff." And we'll get there. But we appreciate everybody that's been supporting. We had like I think a good number of people. Actually, I was pretty impressed for this time too. Like we'll try to do it
yeah,
earlier that way to give folks a chance to like tune in because I know
yeah,
already 11:21 is probably late for some people, but we'll try to do eight
yeah,
o'clock. Or if you guys want to let us know in the comment section what day on a Sunday, what time works best, or just let us know. We're down to like make it work. But I appreciate you, bro, once again. Thank you so
yeah.
much.
No,
And
yeah.
yeah, until next time.
All right, yeah. Thank you. Yeah, have a blessed night.
You too, bro. Be safe out there.
All right, man.
All right.